It's created the broadcast. Alright, let's have a look. Let's see if this shit's working. Oh, that reminds me, the headset. Probably charge that. Fuck it. I won't charge it. Actually, I will charge it. But I won't put it on, because my neck sort of hurts. So I don't feel like it. Alrighty. Let me check. So it appears Twitch is open. Test, test, test. That's a good sign. What about the next one? I'm not on home, that's why it's not showing. Alright, here we go. Check, check, check. I'm not on home, that's why it's not showing. Alright, here we go. Cool, cool, cool. That one's seeming like it's working. Mute that shit. Pause that shit. Alrighty, let us start setting up the bots. And then after I set up the bots, then I'm going to start doing some prep work for the karaoke stream, because I still haven't done shit for that. And it's getting closer, which is getting concerning. So, how do I set up the bots? We go to settings, we initialize them, we auto connect, because this button doesn't fucking work. God damn it. Why? Wow, summarize history is taking a while. How big is that history file, actually? I'll deal with it another time, actually. Let's just, open OBS, move it to the side. Alright, bots, 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 my beautiful bots, talk for me, please. And silence, of course. And why? Because this is not set up right.
Look at the chat, you blind bastard.
Yo, yo, T, what is up? What is up? So, I am going to be basically just setting up some stuff for the stream karaoke, because I haven't done shit for it, and I need to get that done. So, yeah, that is the plan. I'm just making sure the Veenies are working first. 1, 2, 3, Veenies, are you there? Speak for me. And the answer is nothing. What the fuck? It said session okay. It said send it to API, so why did I see nothing? Damn it. God damn it. Oh, you know what? Actually, I need to switch the Vini's voices from the paid one to the non-paid one, just because I prefer not to pay until I have to pay. So I'm gonna switch Vini back to letter for now. Where the fuck is the English US? Here it is. Where is letter? There it is. Oh wait. No, whatever. I'll just give him the same voice. It doesn't matter. Chirp. We will go USA. And then letter. There we go. Hopefully it'll work this time. Yo, bots, I demand you to speak. And it translated it as, bots, you are the menus, speak. Okay. Whatever. Whatever. Bro, why am I not getting anything? What's happening here? It's saying it's sending it to the API, but I'm not... What the fuck is happening? It's getting it too, but no jobs. Alright. Attempt number 2. Let's rerun it, and hopefully that'll fix it. Close that. Speak, bots. Speak, I say. And it's not initialized, so obviously it's not gonna work. I mean, at least it received the message this time, but it wasn't the other times. I don't know what's up with that. Initialize, it's already connected. Wait for the summarization of the history to be done. It's taking a while. Yo, bots, can you speak for me? Of course we can speak. Okay, so why is it not doing the no audio generated? Why? User silent and AI silent. What? Why are they silent? That's not true. I literally have a response from them. Uh, bro, I would just love it if this shit would just work for once. Like, I don't understand. Literally nothing has changed since yesterday. It's not working. I don't understand. Like, how? So it's getting the request. It's doing the chat. It has the dialogue. Oh, I see. It returned the dialogue. What the fuck is this shit? Okay, I'm gonna have to talk to the bot. I need to clarify to the bot how this works. Um, I don't have a system. I don't have a system thing yet. I'm gonna set up a system one, just because I need to actually speak to the AI and tell it what it's doing wrong, so it fixes it. Because yeah, the problem right now is that it's not actually returning a proper JSON. It has like it's wrapping the return JSON in dialogue, so it's not able to pass it. So I'll just create a new prompt scheme. We'll make a new one. And then what do we call this? We'll just say user says input to system. Actually, I'm gonna put in caps system. And then I'll just select a wrapper rule. You know what? I probably need to make a new rule then, actually. Um, why don't I see anything? There it is. How do I call this? What do I call this rule? System rule. And then we'll just call it system. Okay, how do I say this part? What's an instruction I can give the bot? Um, no, not inputs. Prompts wrapped in system. Okay. Prompts wrapped in system. Prompt wraps in system what? That's not the. Oh my god. Prompts wrapped in system. There we go. Are what? Are system instructions from the user. Um, is that a right way to? How do I write this? I need a better way of describing this. Prompts wrapped in system are what? Are system instructions to what? I'll just say characters do not respond to system instructions. They are purely what? I'll just say do it like this. So prompt serving system blah blah blah. We'll do a prompt schema. We'll have this one be the system. Says the system. We will select the system rule. And then we probably need to apply this rule to close. So what we'll do is we need a new tag, I think. We'll make a new, actually no, we'll do a character type. And we'll just call it admin. Admin. And then in the prompt schema, we will apply the admin tag to this one, and then to the character close, we will apply the tag admin. Cool, except I screwed up the prompt because I didn't put it in the brackets. There we go. So what I'll do now is I'm actually going to kill this session. Go back to settings, initialize. So hopefully in the future, if it bugs out like that, I can just send an instruction to the AI to fix the JSON response because it isn't correct, and hopefully it won't interpret it as the a character thing. Let me just check the prompt sort of thing. Does it have it there? System rule. Cool. Except for some reason it's wrapped in that. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Let's just reinitialize. Have I done that yet? I don't remember. I think so. Yeah. All right, bots, can you talk for me? Silence. Why did it get silence? Because I'm still using the wrong one. Bots, speak now, please, go.
Ah, asterisk so, the fragile little machine managed to find its voice again. How utterly
Finally.
thrilling, Close. Did you need permission to operate the basic functions of your stream?
I need to go.
Yes, we are ready, Close. I was just telling my sister how much better we are than every other stream today. We are the best team ever.
It's weird. Why can I not just manually adjust the audio channels like I used to be able to? Like it used to let me just adjust the audio channels, but now it doesn't seem like I can. It's weird. All right, cool. Just checking that you guys are there. Your system was bugging out, so I was just making sure you're working. Because now if we look at the payload, it doesn't have the result wrapped in the well, it doesn't show a result at all, honestly, but yeah, whatever. whatever.
My dear Close, the issue is never asterisk with Timo's asterisk time. The issue resides entirely within your own flimsy grasp of technology.
Is that
Perhaps
so?
try plugging it in this time. It is a low bar.
Okay.
Don't
Well,
worry, Close. We are here and we are perfect. We are going to sing the best songs with the best voices, and everyone will know we are the best.
all right. Thank you, Meanie Beanie, for being supportive. And like I said, in someone. Can't wait to send her off and replace her with the other personality. But I'll do that after the karaoke stream. Okay. What am I doing? I am. What? Don't know. Oh, going to Warudo. That's right. If I burst on a bus, will the bus go busting? I mean, probably not. Not sure. I mean, I guess you're trying to say a pun, but I'm not sure if that wordplay really makes a lot of sense. But you know, it's a good effort. All right, now that we've got the AI set up, it's time to what? Fix up the way that they work. Yo, what is up, Lemon P2P? How do you do? How do you do? All right, so how do I actually set this part up? I think what I need to do is I need to actually full screen the yeah, I'm probably gonna have to full screen this shit, or else it's going to be too difficult. So I'll full screen it. You know what? Let's not full screen it. That was a bad idea. Yo, what is up? Damn, there's a lot of people joining right now. Oh, damn, I interesting. If I recall, give me a second. Let me move this up. If I recall, person on a bot to a person online chat. If I call a real person a bot on an online chat, will the rest of the chat think it's actually a bot? No idea. No idea, buddy. Maybe. Give it a try. See what happens. Okay, so we need to set up the plans, because what I want, right, is I want these Vini characters to basically like rotate almost, so that whenever the main character is the one that's supposed to be doing the singing during the karaoke stream, they will actually like, you know, spin to the middle of the screen while the other two will be to the side, like a backup sort of to sing or dance or sort of thing. So that's sort of what I want to do. So I need to figure out how to do that in warudo. So I think the first thing I need to do is make a new scene, because right now trying to fuck up the streaming scene is probably a really bad idea, because I don't want to have to set this up if in case I accidentally break everything. So I'm going to save as a new scene, and we'll call this spin. Can they dance? They cannot dance. Unfortunately, I haven't set anything up like that. I was just gonna have them like when I say dance, what I what I mean by that is just the you know, the bobbing up and down with the head, like it has, like the head bob here. Wait, how do I activate this? Oh yeah, this thing. That's what I meant by dancing. Just the head going up and down. You know what? I'm going to give her back. That I did, and that they are. They are 3D. And I did make them on my own, sort of. Like the head Santa hat right now and the reindeers, that's just some assets I downloaded from the Discover page. But the characters, for the most part, were made on their own. You know. Oh, the head bobs over. Cool. So I'm gonna just give her glasses back, because honestly, I like the glasses. I'm giving them back. Here you go. Have your glasses back, Mini Beanie. Alrighty. I wouldn't say completely from scratch. The head was, I'm pretty sure it was a Vroid head that I modified, but honestly, it's been a while, so I don't really remember. So let me bring this back up, and now we should be able to save the scene without an issue. So this is called Vini stream, so we need to save as, and we're going to save it as what? We will save it as spin, because that's what we're trying to do right now. Cool, so now we got a new scene, so if we start fucking with all this shit, it should hopefully not break it, or at least I'll be able to go back to the other scene. Can't even build your own characters because they're gonna drive you crazy. Yeah, but that's part of the fun, you know, just to smash your head against the keyboard when shit doesn't work, you know? Or is that just me? Alright, so what I need to do... Yo, Gryffindor, what's up, what's up? How do you go? How you doing? I am just setting up Warudo to have the character spin. I do think I have to full screen this, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna full screen this. Which means... You know what? I think I need to set up a different scene for OBS. I do not want to have to keep readjusting the fucking scale. So what I'll do is that I'll make a new scene for OBS and I'll switch to that one. So I'll call this Vini Spin. Okay. Oh, whoops, I'll switch back. I'll make the adjustments and then I'll switch back to this one. What was I just on? I'll just go to browser scene for now. And then I'll go into studio mode. And then while I'm in studio mode, I'll be able to make adjustments to the Vini Spin without you guys seeing just a bunch of like a black screen. So let me add a display capture or a game capture I think, and then we'll add warudo. Not bad, not bad. Oh, I just realized I need to put my little avatar into Warudo, don't I? Shit. Yeah. Okay. I didn't consider that. Alright, let's do that. I'll do that after I set this part up. So we need Warudo. What else do we need? The editor, right? So we go into image window capture, Warudo edit. It's not bad. How do I get this shit to fit? I don't know. Maybe I need to put it on top. Yeah, that'll do it for now. Okay. And now, think. How do I do this? I think I just need that, right? Yeah, I think I just need that. Okay, I'm gonna switch to scene now, over to that one. Let me go to... Oh, I haven't added it to Twitch. Damn it, I have to add it to Twitch now. Okay, we'll just call it Vini Spin. Oh, I don't know. Rotan Girl, yeah. Don't worry, I'll be bringing my character back in a sec. I just need to have all the characters in the screen, so I'm gonna have to import the Vroid character into Warudo in a second. So let me see if we go some if we go window capture. I'm just setting up the Twitch scene right now. Where is Warudo edit? There. Make that smaller. And then we need to add a game capture, Warudo. Make that smaller. Cool. Let's get out of studio mode now so I can see this on the other screen without a bunch of issues. Now let's switch over to the Warudo editor. We'll come back over here and we need to add multiple characters to the scene. So right now we can only see one character. Why is that? Where is the other character? Oh, she's over there. Okay. So I'll just grab Mini Beanie. Okay. Bro, my character will be back in a sec, alright? Wait up. Don't act like you don't prefer the Beanie characters anyway. Okay. Bro, why can I not? Oh, I'm selecting on a camera. Whoops. Okay, so I'll select her, bring her over. We need them closer to each other. Stop. Why are you looking over there? Oh, the camera, that's why. Alright, time to delete these cameras. Remove asset. Yes. Yes. Uh-oh, how do I fix her neck? Beanie, stop! Look at me! Alright, fine then, be that way. I don't care. Whatever. Oh, we need to add me now. So we will go into character, add a character, we will rename it to close. And the source will be is it this? Ah, it is that. Neat. You can get the fuck out of the way for a second. Move. Okay. There's a bit of a size difference, isn't there? Might need to fix that. Alright. There we go. Let's grab this thing. Yeah. Yeah. Bro, the head is also so much smaller than the Vinie's heads. The Vinie's heads are way bigger than this one. The proportions are so inconsistent. No. There is. So the idea is that we'll have one in the front over like. Let me grab the Vinie. So the idea is that we'll have one in the front and then two on the side, behind, sort of. So I'll put you down a little bit. Because we don't really want... You know what? I'm going to go full screen for this part. You know what? Trying to adjust this camera is going to be a bit of a pain. What I'm going to do... Oh, I mean, like, when I do the actual... Like, so I'm not setting it up for now. It's for later. So when I'm actually doing it, it will be, like, you know, full screen like this. But for now, I'm just setting it up smaller so I can, you know, see multiple things at once. So I'm actually going to close VC face now because I do not need my little avatar there. Probably have to zoom in more, right? Like that. Now, what I'll do is I'm going to add another camera. Just because I don't want to adjust the one that I just set up there. And I will add a sprout capture so we can actually see both at once. Whoa. Calm down. Let's not go crazy. I will be in the front soon. It just give it a sec, all right? Give it a sec. So we'll do... I guess we'll just do this one. And then I'll just rename this camera. And we'll call it Beanie. And where is the sprout output? Sprout output, yes. And I don't see anything. Why don't I see anything? Huh? What? No? I'm so lost. Okay, let's make this one sprout outward then. And then we'll just go back to this one. And then in this one, we will switch this over to that one. There we go. Now let's adjust the two side characters, put them in the right location, and then I'll put some anchors there so it's easier to adjust them later on and to switch their positions. So come back to this one, and are the Vinis on the same? Are these on the same axis? They are. Okay. So let me just select close and try to get close in the right position. Alright, see you, Hans. Thanks for showing up. Ciao, ciao, buddy. Till next time. You know, it looks... I think the focal length is sort of causing him to sort of twist out. I think I need to rotate him in. What axis do I rotate it? This way? Hold up. Oh, that is the wrong way. Let's rotate it this way. There we go. Now it's looking at the camera, sort of. Cool, now let's fix up Mini Vini and do the same thing. So we'll get her sort of in the position. Bro, it would help if she would look at the fucking camera though. Alright, we gotta fix that. Mini... Does she have IK on? Is that what's causing it right now? Look at... Oh, there we go. Nice. Nice. Bro, my character's head is too small. I need to bring him forward more. But then that won't actually work because then... Let's just twist the character for now. I might need to have a list of different sort of transforms for each character in their own individual position. That might be what I have to do. I might just have to have a location, rotation, and whatever, yeah, but shit, like scale or whatever. Yeah, but let's just get it into position first. You know what, since I'm going to do that, actually, I won't worry about this right now. Okay, I think that's fine. I'm going to disable this warudo one. And I'm going to focus on actually trying to animate the positions now. So I'm going to go into a new blueprint. We're going to rename it, and we're going to call it spin. And what we need to do here is we need to be able to just sort of rotate the characters so that if I press, like, if I make it a call, I can make me go to the front, or I can make Mini Vini go to the front, and basically switch it to whoever the active person is. But the question is how? So we probably need an anchor, right? Yeah, most likely. Do we need an anchor, or do we need to just save the locations? How do I do this? How do I do this? Okay. Let us... What do we need? We probably need a character transform or something like that. Does such a thing exist? Disable IK, enable character hand. I don't want bone position, I just want the actual asset. Maybe there's an asset transform. Asset... Oh, there it is. Asset position and asset rotation. What does get asset transform give us? Transform data, probably don't need that. Okay. So now that we have the get the asset, let's pick oh, we have to select Let's instead say find. We will go find asset by name. We will type in close. Can I put it into two things? I can. Nice. And this will get us... Wait, why do I want to get the rotation? I don't want to get it. I want to change it. Asset was set asset position. That's what I want. And set asset rot. Set asset rotation. There we go. This should allow me to change stuff. So I'll delete these ones because we don't need them. But we do need these. But first, I need to save Close's avatar's rotation here. So I'm just going to open up a notepad, quickly type this in. So this, I'm just going to copy it over quickly. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. All right. And now we want to go back into blueprints. And we want to go into properties and we want to add a variable. And the variable that we want is vector3 list. And this will give us a value. And in these values, I will copy paste those things I just copy paste before. So we'll paste that one. Paste that one. And paste this one. So that will be our location list. So now that we have that location list, we should be able to just move close like somewhere else. Okay, maybe not there. Move close here, I guess. And then we can find the asset, which is close. We can get, wait, what was it called? It is a vector3 get. So we will get the list variable. Variable name is location list. And then we want a vector3 get element or something like that. Or get element vec3 list. So we'll put this into the list. And because this is the first index, we should be able to take this. Well, first we'll get the asset, put it here. Move this out of the way for now. Move this up a bit. And then we'll take this position, put it here. And then if we press here, he'll go back. Very nice. Cool. So now I'm just going to hide Mini Vini. And yeah, I'm just going to put close now in Mini Vini's position and then save that position, which should allow us to get the next position. Actually, I should probably do it in order, right? I should probably put close in the front now. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to do that. Probably makes sense to have the list be in the correct order. So what I can do then is we will come back to here and we're going to change this guy's position. Well, actually, let's not do that. Let's actually set up the rotation one first. The rotation vec3, just in case. But we probably don't need a vec3 for that. We probably can just do a float. So we will add, and then we'll call this rot list. We'll call this rot list what? This is a float list. And the float will be what? It was negative 21.9. There we go. Cool. Now we can move him, and we should be able to have that transform saved. So let's bring him to the front now. See, this is this is the reason he's so small, bro. Why is he so small? Why is he so small? Damn it. I think I have to make him bigger, honestly. No, I'll just bring him. No, I do have to make him bigger, don't I? Shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna make him bigger. Like, we need his proportions to be somewhat relative to the other characters. Can you scale her up? I mean, oh, can you? Wait, Vini. I mean, I could scale Vini up. I don't think that would be very helpful. We will have this one be... Yeah, I think this is big enough. I'll just have the character be like this. And then we'll just copy these transforms. Damn, that means I'm going to need a scale as well. We're going to need a scale. Okay, let's go back to the blueprints. We'll add a new property. We need to have another float list, I think. So we'll call this float lit. Wait, what am I saying? Float? No, scale. Scale list. And then we will make this scale list be just float list. With the first one being, I think it was like 1.3 the scale was. Hopefully that's close. I'll say 1.4 just in case. Never mind, we're back to 1.3. Okay. So now, let's go back to the assets. Should I be copy pasting it right now? I feel like it's a really dumb way of doing it. Actually, that's unwise. Let's not do it like that. Let's actually be smart about this. Because I don't want to have to keep copy pasting over and over again. So what we'll do instead is that we'll just get a set. We will move these over here for now. Unplug them. I should actually, what is it called? Set asset. Where is scale? No, not get. Set. There we go. So we'll leave those there for now. But let's do a get. No, a set. Vector. Vector 3 list set element. That's what we want. And then we want to actually get an asset transform. Get asset. You know what? Why am I having a bunch of different lists? Can't I just save the transform? Wait, is that an option? It's not. There is no option to save. Yeah, that's annoying. I wish I could just save a transform. That would make my life so much easier. Oh wait, no, there is. There is a way. Okay, new plan. New plan. Fuck these lists. Get the fuck out of here. Let's let us do what? We are going to add an empty object, and we're going to apply the current transforms of the character to the empty object, and then we'll just load it from the empty. I wish I was a baller. I wish. What the fuck does that mean? Alrighty. So let's do that. So You don't know that song? He's old. Fuck. Why is every time you just calling me old every time I don't get something? Damn it, T. It's not fair, alright? It's not that I'm old, I just live underneath a fucking rock. There's a difference. So let us create an empty object. Where is it? An anchor. And we're going to rename this asset as... What do we want to name it as? Close front. Right? Yeah, close front. And then we're going to go to blueprints. We are going to get asset where's transform? Get asset transform. We will take close for now. We don't want local. I think we want world transform, right? Yeah, probably want world. And then we want to, once we get that transform, we need to apply it to the new empty object. So we're going to set asset scale? No. Set asset. Is there a set asset transform? So there's get asset transform, but do we have a set? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Cool. Delete all these nodes. That's overcomplicating it. So we're going to take the current position of the close character and we're going to apply it to close front. Enter. Cool. So now if we go back to the assets, yeah, we have the transforms here and the rotation. But there's no scale. Fuck. Why is there no scale? God damn it. Okay. Okay, new plan. We need to... Yeah. Like, I don't understand. Why can't I just have a scale? Like, empties in Blender have a scale. Why can't empties in warudo have a scale? God damn it, dude. Alright, we're just going to add a prop. Right? We're going to rename this prop to what? I don't like... Yeah, pretty much. They always have a backup for the backup for the backup. Am I able to drop this into here? Oh, I can. That's really helpful. Nice. Yeah, I didn't really want it in these props because this is sort of a different type of prop. So I'm actually going to rename this one. We're going to call it transforms. Transforms. And now we have the prop enabled, but it has no mesh. But we don't need a mesh. We just need to have the transform data be saved. So now let's just rename this to close front. So I'm going to say close front or front close. I'm going to say how am I going to be looking this up? Fuck it, I'm just going to say close front. And now we're going to go to here. We'll get this, and then we will go, where's close front? Here. So now we do this, and then we come back to the transforms. It has the transforms here, which is nice. So I should be able to go back. If I select close, and we come back over here, I'll just put you just, I don't know, somewhere over here. And then if I come back to the blueprint, and then we just switch these round, instead of it being, we'll go close front to close, and then we hit enter, it brings them back to there. Cool. So now we're able to save the data and to bring them back to the location. Very nice. So what do we do after that? Let's just set up close's location, I guess, and start saving these. So I'll come back up to assets, come to transforms, grab this. We will duplicate, and then we will call this one. Where's the names? Rename it. We'll say this is close left, and we'll name this to be close right. Okay, and then I'm just going to put the left here and have the front be in the middle, just so it's a little bit more consistent. In fact, I'm going to rename this to close transform. I'll call it transforms close. So what we need to do now is I'm going to switch this back to close. God, I'm saying close way too much, bro. Oh my god. I'm saying that way too much. It's starting to mess with my head. All right. Now we want left. So let's select the character now. And let's move it back so it's in a reasonable position. Honestly, that's sort of fine over there. Maybe I want to bring them down a bit more. Bring them down a bit more. Yeah, like there. Excuse me. Bring that side. Now let's adjust the rotation. Nope, not that one. Not that one. How about this one? Yeah, there we go. Thank you, T. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. So now we will just transfer this over to left. Just confirm that those transforms occurred. They did, very nice. Maybe you need some coffee. Maybe. I don't have any coffee right now. I have Coke and that's about it. I should probably buy more coffee. I don't know. I try not to buy coffee sometimes because every time I do buy coffee, I end up buying too much and then I drink way too much coffee. So I try to, try not to, I try not to overindulge because I feel like I don't have a lot of self-control when it comes to that. Wait, we need to select me first. All right, move you over here, bring you up, make sure that it's sort of in the right position. Make sure that the scale is relative, pretty much. Though probably have to change the rotation here. Can't really see it too well. Let me scale it out a bit. There we go. I think that looks all right. Let's now transfer over the transform. We will go from left to right, and we'll do that. Now, yes, I know this is technically the left side, but it's confusing. So I'd much prefer to do left and right from my perspective than from the bot's perspective. Okay. So now that we've done the transforms for close, let's set up the transforms for the other characters now. Let's also save it, just so we don't, if it crashes, we're all good. So let's, how do I add a new group? Collapse sidebar, create group. We will call this transform mini. Okay. And then in transform mini, we will add, where's the asset? Add asset, propped, bring it into here, and then just, I guess, duplicate it, duplicate. Come up here. We will rename it to mini left, rename mini right, no, front, rename mini right. Okay. So we'll go over here to blueprints. We'll switch this from close to mini. And this is the right side right now, so we'll go mini right, and then transfer that. Let's just confirm that it actually transferred. It did, very nice. Let's come back over to here. Where is mini? There she is. Let's bring her to the front now. Bring her up. That's weird. It looks like regular Vini's in shadow almost. Oh well. Maybe that's just a color. I don't know. It might be. Anyway. We will come here and we need to reset the rotation. So let's set this to 0. Set that to 0. Might need to lift her up a little bit. There we go. Maybe even forward a little bit. Like so. Yeah, that'll work. And then let's go back to blueprints. Switch this over to mini front. Cool. Now let's get it to the side. You know what? Actually, I need to make sure that she's sort of, the head is in the same location, I think, as what close was like. So I might go back to close. Actually, we'll go to close left, and then we'll grab mini Vini. No, we don't want mini. We want close. Close left. No, we just want close. Never mind. Now we'll just switch him to that location. Well, that didn't fucking work. Huh? No! What's happening? Why? What? No! Damn you! Damn you all! Why is it like that? If I go right, does he go back to right? No. And what if I go front? Does he go to front? No. And slowly you come to realize... What? I'm confused. Why is it not transferring over... Am I missing something here? I am so confused. I don't know. Was it not just working a second ago? Because when we look at the assets and I click on close left, you can see the position is completely different from this position. But for whatever reason, when we're trying to get the position and apply it to close, he's just going into the middle. Huh. Maybe I want local? Nope, that doesn't do shit. I'm so confused. What is happening right now? It was literally working a moment ago. Wait, let's just check his transforms. Like, yeah, this is nothing like what it's supposed to be. In fact, this is Mini Vini's transforms. Why is it taking Mini Vini's transforms? What? Maybe it's not updating correctly? What I'll do is I'm gonna save scene, and I'm gonna close warudo. Save. And now I'm gonna reopen warudo and hope to God that's fixed it. Let's just hope it was a bug with warudo. Okay. Why is the edit not popping up now? Why is it not popping up on stream? It's on my screen, but it's not popping up. Oh, there we go. Cool. So let's try this again. Blueprints, spin, take front, transfer it to close. I mean, that's not really correct. God damn it, dude. Okay, what about left? Left doesn't do anything. What about right? Right also does a whole lot of nothing. What? What is even going on here? I'm so confused. I mean, at least it's different, but it's still not right. And it's still, what is happening, dude? These have different transforms, right? They do. What transform does close have right now? It says close has 0 transform. But he doesn't have 0 transform. What? What is it? What is it talking about? Okay, now he has transform. And now it's 0. Okay, what if we go from world to local? Doesn't do anything. I'm losing my fucking mind. What is happening here? What? What? Align target with asset. I just don't understand. Okay. So it went from working to suddenly not working. But why? think, is there anything... Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, maybe it would be good to review what we're trying to do right now. So right now, we have an asset. The asset is close front. Close front is this asset here. It has a transform of x, y, and z of these values. And this is the transform. So you can see here it says transform. So when we go to blueprints and we get asset transform, we are getting this box here, these values. And we're trying to take these values and apply them to close, which is this transform box here. So we're trying to take this transform box and take those value and paste them into this one. Now it was working a moment ago, but for some reason now, when we try to make this transform data go over, it doesn't work. And I'm not sure why. What if I enable this? What if we give it a mesh, a source? If we just say star blue, will that oh, that just reset the transform. Fucking hell, that's not what I wanted. God damn it. Okay, I guess if we now have a freaking, you can't see it, but we have like a path sort of thing. So I've given the asset some data now. So let's see if it lets us transfer it now. So this is left, right? So if we do this, okay. So now it's transferring it over. But why wasn't it working beforehand? Because it's inactive? Is that why? It must be because it's inactive. So we must have to have some sort of we must have to have a type of mesh applied to it, or else it just doesn't work, I guess. All right, is there like a mesh that's really low polygon that I could use? Oh, microphone, that looks useful. I don't need it now, but I'll probably need it later. Probably need that later. I'm just gonna use the red nose. Fuck it. That sucks. I feel like I'm gonna have to redo all these positions again. Oh no. Why, Warudo? Why do you work like this? Why do you reset the Oh, it's not resetting the transform. What? Hooray, Warudo! You're not being as annoying as I thought you were going to be. Yeah, I'm just going to give everything a nose mesh. Because for whatever reason, if it doesn't have a mesh, it just doesn't work. Yeah, so the nose mesh is the big red nose that Vini has right now. So we're just going to use that red ball as the object that we're going to be copying the transform from. Okay. So we will take close right, apply it. Didn't work. But why? Close front. Okay, that's working now. Close right. Okay, it's working again. Okay, we fixed it. We fixed it. That was... we fixed it. We fixed it. Alright. It seems like that fixed it. That was so much harder than it needed to be. That was so much harder than it needed to be. Let's make sure that the left one is working. Yeah. We can finally make progress again. Nice, nice, nice. Got a good old 3D shit breaking and not knowing why. It's just part of the process, you know. Let's bring this here. Why is bro so small? Hold up. Why is he tiny again? I think it's 1.8. It was the scale? 1.8. Yeah. And that put the head size to around the same thing. Like I'm not that short. Like like calm down, game, calm down. I'm not that short. Honestly I wanted to go back a little more around here. I'll probably move Mini Beanie back as well. Get them in the same location. There we go. So the left positions are now correct. I'm going to set them both again. You know what? I'm thinking maybe it would be a wise idea to have the front middle pose actually just be 000. That way, if I ever mess something up or reset, I have that sort of anchor point that I can reset to easily. It means I'll have to redo the asset placement for the two sides again, but I think it might be worth it. Because honestly, I feel like just having it in an arbitrary place in like the world might not be the best idea. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to do that. Okay, so I actually need to go to the bathroom, but once I'll be back, I will set the positions to anchor it in the 00 world axis. Okie dokie. I will be right back. Sorry about this. All right, I am back. Sorry about the wait. All right, now that we know how to do this, let's just do it right so we don't have to keep messing it up. First things first, we will set up the transform list for all the characters. So no adding it one by one, let's just get this done here first. So we'll minimize these for now, and we will add a new one, a new group, and we will call it transform beanie. We will give Vini a asset, a prop. We'll bring the prop into here. And we will give the proper source of nose. Now we will rename this prop to be left, left, or is it Vini left? Probably Vini left. Vini left. And then duplicate. And then duplicate. And then we do it again. Vini front and center. And then Vini right. Nice. Okay. So we have the list for all the characters now. So that should be done. We shouldn't have to come back to this thing. Well, we do it to click on the characters, but in order to do this part, we shouldn't. So everything is active now. Why is that not? The fuck? Go. Alrighty. Well, that's buggy as hell. Okay, let's just ignore that, I guess. Let's go to blueprints. And let's set mini Vini's and close's left position. So close left, we will go to close. Oh wait, no, wrong. That's not correct. We need to grab mini Vini, regular Vini, and we need to set her position to 0. The 0, 0 should be front and center, not some random ass thing. So now I need to switch to this camera. And we need to position it correctly. So full screen, like so. I think that's center enough. You know, she would look at the camera. Oh well. I think that's fine. Maybe not. What happened to Vini? Yo, Fumi, what's up? What's up? So I am just rearranging the scene right now, just so when I do the karaoke scene, I can sort of switch the character for who's singing at the time. So I'm trying to set up like a little spinning thing, so that whenever the person who's singing is, it will just, you know, spin over to the main character. Instead of everyone just sort of like being lined up in a boring way, I'll just have it like spin to the main person and then spin to another main person, just so it's a little bit more visually interesting. Actually, I don't think that's sort of centered correctly. Oops. Like this. I think this is fine. Okay. Yeah, so you can still talk to the Vinis can still talk. They're just visually not set up right now because I'm trying to set up a new scene. So let's switch over to this camera so I can adjust things. So let's now readjust close and mini Vini so that they're in a better position. We will lift them. Bring them over here. Actually, probably not bring them like that. I think that's enough. And then we will rotate it. Rotation on the y-axis, like so. Now I will move close into the same position, and then once close and mini are in the same position, I will save both their locations at once, just so we don't have to go back and forth so much. And this should hopefully be more effective. In fact, I might even move regular Vini there as well, just because, yeah, there's no reason for her not to be there, right? Just hit them all, get it all done at once. Confirm they're all in the same. Actually, no, I won't. I'll do Vini at the end. Where are you facing? To good old-fashioned nowhere. Okay, let's rotate. Nope, wrong way. I think this is the right way. It's sort of hard to tell because they're overlapping like crazy. What I'll do is I will just temporarily disable Mini. Okay, it doesn't disable the hat and shit, but it's fine. There we go. Now I'll just re-enable her. Okay, now let's go to the blueprints. We will switch over to close. We will switch this over to close. Where? This is left, right, left, yeah. So we will set that transform. And now we will switch it to mini. Yeah, man. Mini. And then mini left. And then apply that transform. Let's just confirm that it actually has a transform. It does. Very nice. Now let's do the other side. Am I able to lock the transform? It doesn't look like I can. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Oh, that's not doing it by the world axis, is it? Damn, that's annoying. Alright, let's just make this 0 first. And then that should make it around the world axis. Nice. And then we should be able to rotate him to face in. Like so. I think that works. He looks a little low though. Actually, I'll just leave it like that. Now let's grab Mini, do the same thing. We will get rid of her world axis. Spin over here. And then rotate. Like so. Cool. And now we go back to the blueprints. You'll switch from left to right. Transfer the transform. Go to close. And again, go to close, right. Switch to transform. And now let's put them both into the middle. First, yeah, making sure I'm grabbing them. Set the rotation to be 0. Actually, we'll put the position to 0, 0, 2. Because it's at 0, 0, right? So that should make it, yeah. Lift her up. And then grab close, do the same thing. 0, 0, 0, 0. Except close is like way fucking taller for whatever reason. Jesus Christ. He is way, 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 way taller. That'll have to do. Go back to blueprints. Switch this over to front. Transform. Switch close to, which one do I switch it to? No, mini, switch mini to front. transform, and that should be all the transforms for mini and close. So now I'm going to put mini and close back on the sides, and I'm going to do the save the transforms for regular Vini. So what we'll do is we will switch this from mini to mini front, and we'll go mini. Actually, we don't want front. We want. I'll put it on the right for now. Move it to the right, and now we will take close right and move close. Actually, make close go on the left. Move them over there, and then we need to grab regular Vini as the asset and move her into position. So I guess first off, we'll just switch this over to Vini. Oh wait, there's two Vinis? The fuck? Ruh-roh. Huh? Oh, the camera is called that. Let's rename this to Vini camera. Okay, let's try that again. Switch it to Vini. You switch it to the asset. Vini front. Save that position. Go to this one. Now move her to the left, I guess, first. Huh. That's odd. Is that just me? What is happening there? YouTube isn't updating? Wait. Okay, so that's updating on OBS, but Vini's position isn't. Oh, the sprout capture must be messed up when I changed it. There we go. There we go. I'm like, shit, did the stream die or something? What the hell is happening? No, the sprout capture just messed up. Okay, let's just minimize close for a second. And then we'll just make Vini look in the right. Okay, Vini, I'm gonna need you to stop twisting your head like that. It's like a goddamn chicken. How do I fix this? Wait, they don't have head IK on. The hell? Wait, am I going crazy? Oh, it's because I just look at different locations. Okay. Vini, stop. Well, that'll have to do for now. We'll take a get asset. We'll switch this over to left. Transfer it. Switch this to right now. Come over here. Switch it over to right. Bring her forward. To side. I think that's okay. I can't really see right now. It's too much. Bro, I need her head to actually go. Like, her head is being a pain. There must be a setting right now that's causing her head to like move in weird ways. Let's go to facial. Let's just override bones. Let's just disable that. I don't need that shit. that should hopefully keep it straight now without the weirdness. Let's go to spin and then save it to the right. All right. So now we should be able to bring the characters back. Yes. Switch this from... Actually, you know what? I'm going to put myself in the center because because that's where I deserve. Screw the beanies. Screw the beanies. There we go, front and center. And all was right in the world. Switch this over to mini. Mini left. I still don't really like the way that the twist is on regular Beanie. I feel like she's facing too much now. There we go, that's better. That's more at the camera. Let's switch this back to this one. That one. Sign. All right. So we got the characters and we have their transforms. I'm going to save it now because I really do not want to lose this information. that would be very, very bad. I would be very upset if I had to do that again. Okay. So what do I do now? I need to actually set up the spinning animation, right? It's not enough to have the transforms, but we need to actually, translate between those transforms. So how do I plan on doing that? That's the question, right? That is the question. Because essentially we have a list of characters, and whenever we change the index of that list, we have to change the character position to match it. I'm assuming that's what I'm going to have to do. So basically just have 0, 1, 2 be the index values that represent the positions. And then I have to rotate them based on that. All right. I don't know if that's the best way of doing it, but we can think of a better way afterwards. So we'll just add a new variable. We will call it float list. And then we will rename this float list to be called order. This is not supposed to be a float list. It's supposed to be a string list. And then we'll have, string list, have 3 values. We'll have mini, we have close, and we have beanie. Probably need to change this to mini beanie. I think that's what her name's actually called, right? What is her actual name? Yeah, mini beanie. Actually, without an underscore. That's so. Get rid of it then. Cool. So now we will get float what? List? Get float variable. Get float list variable. There we go. Wait, why am I saying float? It's a string. Okay, cool. So get string variable. Variable name is called order. And this will give us the order that the characters are currently in. I just realized, did I mess this up? No, it's fine. It's fine, I guess. Okay. Ugh. Ow, my back. Actually, should I be having the character name? Probably, actually. Hmm. Dang, how do I do this next part? I think I'm gonna sit down for this because I need to think. And my legs are sort of hurting from something. Well, not really hurting, but just a bit tired. So time to move shit. Grab this. That over there. Sit down. Monitor down. Out my back. Stretch a little bit. Ugh. And I think I need some music because I'm starting to get a little bored. So I'm gonna put in some music now. And then I'll get to trying to figure out this annoying, complicated algorithm, which isn't going to be that complicated, but it will be complicated for me. So let's switch account to private account so I don't get ads. Move the microphone a little closer so it's not so close to the monitor. And then where's the songs? Playlists. Filter? Yeah. Okay, cool. Got music now. So now here comes the hard part. I need to think of an algorithm that will allow me to rotate the characters. So I think what I need to do, first off, is actually not to think about every character, but just to think about some characters. So I'm gonna disable these, and we're gonna have just regular Beanie. And we're gonna disable the the props as well. You know what? Actually, I can't be fucked. We're just gonna have Mini Beanie then, because I don't want to have to disable that. Never mind. That doesn't even solve the problem. Okay, we'll just do Mini. Hide nose, hide horns. Cool. You know what? I'm going to bring back my little dude, since what? Since it shows that I'm not AFK, and it's better than just a disembodied voice. At least I think so. So let's go into OBS, add, game capture? No. Yes. Bring it down, not bad. Let's add it to the Twitch one now. It's breaking my neck looking at the other screen like that, so I'm just gonna bring it to the main screen for a second. Neck. Ugh. Okay. I really need to start putting my laptop on the box, just so when I sit back down, I don't have to break my neck, just look at the screen. Game capture, VC face. Move you down to the side. Cool. The avatar has returned. So how do we want to do this next part? So we have a character. It has 3 positions. The 3 positions are represented by 3 different strings. Left, right, and front. So, which basically just is represented by 0, 1, and 2. So we have 0, 1, and 2. Okay. Hmm. What is the logic for that? Because basically, we need to represent a position by an index. So if we go to the side of left, we need to add, and we go back, we need to take away. But if we can't but we can't obviously go to position 3 because there is no position 3, so we have to reset back to position 0. So what is the logic for that? Okay. What I'll do is I'll add a flow. Do I want a flow or do I want to... Maybe a switch? Probably a switch. Switch on string. And that string will be what? We'll have two cases. We'll have left and right, right? Left and right. And that gives us two flows. So let's deal with the left flow first. So if we get the left flow, we're going to have to get the asset name, right? And the asset name is going to be a composite, a combining string of both the character's name and the what? The character's name and the position. But the question is also, how do we maybe I've gone about this the wrong way. Maybe the smarter way was to just have a circle and then parent it to a circle and then just rotate a circle and have the body aim towards the camera. Shit, maybe that would have been smarter. Did I do all of this for nothing? Damn it. That now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that would have been way smarter, because then I don't have to worry about the individual characters. I would just have to worry about the single thing. And that means I would also have the arc shape of rotating. But can you parent in this? That's what I'm not sure of. I'm starting to think that I just spent a whole bunch of time doing something that was just a complete idiotic thing. No, 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 no. Okay, whatever. Whatever. You know what? Let's look up how to parent in Warudo. Warudo. How to parent. Okay. Is that not just an easy way to parent it? Huh. Actually, no, the parent wouldn't work, would it? Unless it went along a path. Does a path exist? Let me check the warudo nodes. Maybe there is a path node. Let me see. God, this would be so much easier if I could do it in Blender. I don't know how to do it in warudo. In Blender, I just make a curve, parent the characters to a curve, and then do an aim constraint, and then that'd call it a fucking day, but... How do I move the characters along a curve in this one? Maybe I don't do it to the characters, because I know you can attach an asset to a character, but can you attach a character to an asset? Enabled, because let's have a look. So over here, we have source and we have transform attachment. So does a character have a transform attachment? No. Why the hell not? God damn it, dude. Unless we just copy the transform based on the and just update it like that. That might have to be it. We might just have to copy the transform. But that means we need a way to move. But that doesn't work though, because it assumes that the character has... How do I do this? You know what? I think I'm overcomplicating it. Let's just do the original idea. So we have a switch, we have a move left and move right. And it goes, yeah, I thought maybe we could just have them all attached to circles sort of thing that we move them along, but they wouldn't be part of the same sort of transform. They have different sort of positions and stuff, so that wouldn't work to do that. They would have to have their own sort of loop. So yeah, let's just do it like this. So what does it mean to switch it to left? If we want to move the character to the left, how do we accomplish that? Actually, let's do the right first because she's already on the left. So how would I move? Okay. Let us... I mean, it would just be... Okay, I think I have an idea. So let's get rid of the order. And let's get the, actually, let's add these back. We'll call it order, but we'll go left, front, and then right. Now let's get list where is it? Where is it? Get string list variable name order, and that gives us the string list. And then we need to get an element. Get element from the string. string get element. So that's a string list, and in this particular instance, it would basically be the current character order plus 1. Oh, thank you, T. So how are we tracking the current order of the characters? Let me think. So we have a list, we have the order. Right now, the order is left, front, right. We need a way to be able to take the current position of the character, but how do we find that? How do we know where they currently are? We can identify that by what? How do we identify that? I think we actually have to track that, don't we? Yeah, we'll just track it. We'll just make a new element. We'll call it a string list, and we'll just call it current index, and then we would make it Do I want it to be like that? Do I really want it to be a list, or do I want it to be an individual thing? I think I want it to be an individual, honestly. Let's get rid of that. We'll make a new element, and we'll just call it a string. No, not a string. It needs to be an integer. An integer. And then we'll call this integer current index. And her current index is 0 because left represents 0, right? So now we're going to get current index. Get integer. Get integer variable. Variable name is current index. The value will be this one. So we're basically getting their current position. Do we even need a name for that, though? I don't think we do. We don't really need that yet, do we? So let's get rid of that. So we have the current position, and we need to update the current position to a new position. So how do we get that new position? In this particular instance, we need to plus it. Plus it by what, though? By 1. So we need to take an integer. How do I move it forward in a list? Damn it. God, I wish maybe I should just chat GPT it. I mean, it makes sense for this part to be node-based, but fuck, it's confusing. Bro, I just want to be able to vibe code it. I just want to be able to vibe code this right now. Okay, well, that's the one thing that gets a pass, huh? Good to know. Is there like a common way to have like, if I had a list of 0, 1, 2, and let's say I'm on 0 and I want to go left and have it return back to 2, what is there like a smart way of doing that maths that isn't just greater than or lesser than sort of thing in order to just change the value? Or do I just have to use a greater than or lesser than thing? Probably do, don't I? Okay, yeah, let's just do that. We'll just do, if we're going left, that means we're just going addition, so we will do an addition. Where's addition? And then we'll also take a greater than. Look, I'll just do the probably maybe not the best way of doing it, and then you should be able to see what it means, and then, yeah, give me a second. How do I do grew? How do I add? Where's integer plus? Addition, there it is. Okay. So she's on the left, and I want her to go sideways to the right. So we'll take her position, her value, and then we will plus it by 1. And then we will check, is it greater than 2? And then we'll basically just say, okay, if it's greater than 2, then set it back to 0. So if this is true, then we need to say integer is equal to 0. Wait, how do I grab the... How do I use the boolean? How do I say if true? How do I if in this shit? Boolean equal... No, that's not right. If branch, if boolean, oh no, this is flow. I don't want to control flow. I want a value. Is it and? Equal? Not equal? Not? Okay. Or? Wait, what does boolean not mean? If I put a true into a boolean not, does that give me... I don't know. Let's just see what happens first. Yeah. I think it's boolean not. So this is going to give me like... No, but this gives me another boolean. I already have a boolean, so I don't need another boolean. So that's not what I want. I need the boolean to activate a change of value. So I need to be like, if true, then 0, else just don't do anything. But I don't know how to do that in this. Oh. Let me check that. Integer min. What does the integer min do again? Integer max. So does it clamp it to a value? So if I put in an integer... No, actually, I don't think I want to clamp it. I need to reset it, because if I have like a... Because right now she's 0, and she's on the left. So if she's 1, she'll be in the middle, and she's 2, she'll be on the right. But if she's 2 and she's on the right, and I want her to rotate back to the left side, that means I need that value of 2 to reset back to 0. So wouldn't Max just clamp it? I don't want to clamp it. I want to change the value to a fixed thing. So I'm not sure if that's what I want. You think the integer max? Okay, so if I put this in, does that mean the output integer would be 0? Let's just add a new thing. I'm gonna say set. I'm just gonna go with test, because I need to see what this actual output's going to be. Instead of outputting 0, it outputs 2. So if I put in 2, how can I make it so that it outputs a 0? That's sort of what I want right now. I want to put in a 2 and output a 0. Oh wait, no, I want to put in a 3 and output a 0. 2 should just stay the same, but 3 should be reset back to 0. We'll take this to an integer. Set in in oh my god, where is set integer? Here it is. A switch between two value. Switch. Okay, let's look up switch then. Switch on integer. Okay. Okay. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Let's get rid of his stuff. So if this is, I guess, like 3, then we need to output... Oh wait, no, that affects the flow. It affects the flow. I don't want the flow. I just want it to have the value. Why? Why does it work this way? God damn it. Yeah, alright. I'm going to fucking open up ChatGPT because I have no fucking clue which one I'm supposed to do. Okay. In warudo, I have an int value 3, and I want to change it to 0. Wait, if I'm warudo, I have a value, let's say 2, and actually, let me give it the full thing. So in warudo, I have an int value 1. I plus by 1, and it should remain 2. But if I plus 2 by 1, instead of it being 3, it should go back to 0. What node setup do I need for this? Because if it was Python, I would just use I would just use like a freaking if statement. I don't even think I'd need to use an if statement. I'm pretty sure I could just use some sort of list function that would just, you have a list of like elements, and then if you just push it forward, it just makes it rotate back to the front. Like it'd be so much easier. I don't know how to do it in this shit. Value 1 plus mod 3. Okay. Wait, why mod? I'm pretty sure like Python just has like a simple freaking like I'm a Python user, bro. I don't do this freaking lower level sort of like algorithm sorting shit. Like Python has that all built in for it. Like I don't like it's not normally a thing I normally do. So it's sort of out of my element to have to actually program in my own sort of fucking thing. Okay, so then 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 0. Okay, so we need to use a mod 3. So I'm assuming that if there's any sort of remainder, it resect. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, yeah. So it's using a module, whatever it's fucking called. So that if there's a remaining value over 3, then we just what? It returns back 0. Wait, is that right? No, there is no remaining value. There is no leftover thing. It's perfect. I see. Because 3 is completely divisible by 3, so it returns 0, while all the other things are not. Because 1 is not divisible by 3. I don't know. Let's just do what it says. So add an int mod. Okay. Int. Delete that. Put it in here. Switch this to 3. And then we'll just set this to test, just so we can see what the output is. Put it into here. The value. So right now, the current index is 0. So if we do this, it's 1. So it goes from 0 to 1. Okay, if we do it again, why is it still 1? Oh wait, because I don't set the new value. Whoops. We need to set the new value. Let's just copy this one. Put it down here. Grab this, put it into here, and switch it over to current index. Honestly, we don't even need a test, honestly. They should just show us, like, yeah, let's get rid of the test. Fuck that. We should just see this go up. So 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0. Nice. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. It was so simple. It was such a simple thing. God, I'm not good at this shit, bro. I'm not good at this shit. Good old AI. So do the maths for me. And that right there is why I failed maths class. Okay, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0. Nice. So now if we have the abstraction of, okay, we want mini Beanie to go left, we basically can just take her current index, which was store, and then adjust it to left. So now let's actually update her position, not just update her current positional value. So in order to do that, we need to have the set. We need to do what? How do we actually do this? So this would be on left, right? Because we're going, no, this is on right. So this is on right. Let's just get a string right now, just so we can simulate an input of right. With string. There it is. Actually, nah, fuck that for now. We'll ignore that. We'll ignore that. Let's just use this thing here. So think. How do we do this? How do we do this? We have the character. We get its current integer. We get the integer addition. We get its resulting integer. How do we update the position? We need to have a list of the things here. So do I want to have a list with the character's name, or do I want to have a list of just left, right, and that, and then just sort of concatenate the string using the asset name? How do we do this? What asset are we using right now? Let's just get asset transform. We know that we're working with mini Beanie right now. Where's mini Beanie? Here. And we want to be able to what is the okay, this only says mini. I'm gonna rename these. I don't like the fact that they don't match the same name as mini Beanie. I think that's way too inconsistent. We need to adjust these. Because right now, I can't just take left and append it on to get the right value. I'm gonna have to freaking, what is it called? I'm going to have to what? Do other stuff. So mini Beanie left. You know what? I'm gonna put an underscore in front of it. My bad. Left. Beanie front. Mini Beanie. Thank you, T. Thank you. Right. Cool. So now that I've done that, how do I do this next part? We need to be able to... I have to adjust these values to have an underscore in front of them, don't I? So then when we index it and we merge the strings, it works correctly. So right now this is giving me the outputs integer. And we will use this output integer in order to get... So where's the current string? Here it is. So we have the order, and I need to get an element. So we'll put the string into this, and then we'll grab the output integer in order to get the current position. And then we use this position, which gives us the string as an output, and we need to merge that string with this asset name. So this just gives us a transform. I don't need a transform right now. We need the asset name. I'm just going to use a string, I think, for the asset name for now. I might have to make this like a function thing, like a function node, just so I can use it for each character. But we'll see. So where is the Actually, you can't set the character's transforms all at once, can you? You have to do it one by one based on the flow. Should be fine. Should be fine. So we'll just use string. Here it is. And we'll just say mini Beanie. And now we need to merge two strings. So how do we merge two strings? String merge? No. String add? Is it just adding string? String add element? No. String concatenate? Like, what do I... What does it want? What does it fucking want? What is this shit called? Oh, concatenation. It literally is called that. Okay, never mind. Never mind. It is concatenate. Cool. Thank fuck I knew what concatenation was. It's like, oh my god, thank god I had a little bit of programming knowledge, or else trying to find that one would have taken fucking forever. It would have just taken so long. Okay. So string concatenation, we want the name and then the output. And let's just see what that resulting thing is right now, just to make sure it's actually what I think it is. So we'll go test. We will do a string. We will get the... Oh, actually we'll set it. Uh-oh. Ah. Okay. What was I doing? Sorry about that. Okay. So we're setting something, right? What are we setting? I have no idea what that means, Steve. Let me look that up. Lamb. What does that mean? Wish a person a good health who just sneezes. Oh, it's the German one. I think it's a German one. Yeah. Where have I heard that recently? I could have sworn I've heard this exact word recently. Must have been on YouTube. It must have been a skit, actually. Now I think I remember. It was like a skit of what happens when someone sneezes too many times. So I don't know, some shit like that. What was I doing? I got distracted. We are testing the output. So set string. Says string variable. Sure. Call it test. Grab the output. Put it here. Just, what is that? Mini Vini front. Cool. So it's correctly generating the thing. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Because front is the next position if we were to have a rotate right. So now we just have to use that in order to get the asset name. And then we use that asset in order to drive the transform. So get asset by, where's get asset? There it is, by name. So we'll delete this set because that's working. Name is here. Exact match yes. We get the asset. And we need to get the asset transform. Get asset transform. Put that under here. You'll do world because world is good. We centered it to the 0, 0 axis, so probably world is best. And then we will use this transform to drive the new position of the character, which we established earlier over here. Except it requires a game object asset. Bastard. Okay, fine, object by name then. And just put that here. So that means we need a flow that goes into the actual switching of the location as well as changing the current held index of the character. So how do we drive that? We need to do two things, right? So we need to use a flow sequence or something. Sequence. So we have one here. One there, Alright, now what happens if we hit enter? Cool. So now she's going to the left. Except she's doing it instantly and not in a smooth transition, which isn't exactly what I want. But it's fine. It's fine. I guess I can just use transition time. We'll just say 1. See what that looks like now. That's cool. Cool. So whenever I'm singing, I'll be in the front, and then if we need to rotate, we can switch Mini Vini up. She needs to sing, and then we can switch back out. Cool. Now the next thing we need to do is that we need to turn this fucking shit into its own function, right? Because I do not want to have to copy paste this over and over again. This would be just impossible and a pain in the ass. The question is, how do we do that? Because I don't actually know. Oh, and this is only move left. This doesn't move right either. Shit, maybe we should modify this to take both left and right, just so we don't have to have extra nodes for both things. Yeah, probably should do that. Okay, so how do we modify this to do left? It's basically just the integer value here, right? This is the math that determines the position, so we just have to fix this up. So that... Okay, so instead of a sequence... No, we still need to use a sequence, but we also need to have a switch? A switch on what? A switch on a string being left and right. So we'll call it switch. Switch on string. Input string. We should probably add 2 cases. So we'll say left and then right. And then we need this part of the map to be adjusted depending on the left or right. How do we do that? Because right now... You know what? I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna grab myself a Coke, and I'll be right back. Alright. I have returned. Okay, so what do we need to do? Well, I'm gonna start standing up again because my back, well, not really my back, but my neck is hurting. So we're going to make adjustments to the setup and start standing. Now what? Open my Coke, that's what. Hell yeah. Give some of that sweet, sweetness, I guess. I'm fucking hilarious. Okay. Let's stop being a fool and just keep going with this. Alrighty. How do I do this next part? So we have the math here, and we basically need to do the opposite. So I'm gonna ask ChatGPT what the opposite is right now, because I don't want to think about it. Alright, cool. Now can you give me the logic for the opposite order? So value plus 2 thingy 3. Alright. Let's just test that logic first. We need to do a different flow depending on the different input string. So maybe we need to do a switch on string. This is a switch on string. Fuck. How do we do a different output for different... Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Let's just ask. Let's just ask. No more thinking. Let's just ask. No more thinking. Fuck it. Okay. What node setup do I need in order to sort of have the left and right functionality? Alright, good night, T. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate giving me company. Hope you have a good sleep, buddy. Till next time. Ciao, ciao. Um...
Ah, one of the famines came is retiring for the night. Sleep well, Tia. Try not to dream of failure, though I suspect that is inevitable. Good night, Tia. Make sure you get the best sleep possible. You need all your energy so you can wake up and root for the best VTubers in the world tomorrow. Dream big!
Oh my god, I just realized I was muted. I wonder how long that was for. I wonder how long that was for. Smart. Oh, smart. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. So what does this look like? Test. Here. Enter. Why is the value nothing? What's happening here? Is it because it's list nothing? Int list. Maybe I need to actually feed it something. It can't just be empty. That's not right. That's most certainly not right. Oh, I didn't do the variable name. Oh, there we go. And if I take this out, let's remove this. Okay, I don't need that. Okay, cool. So that creates me 0 and 2, which is what we have, because that is the correct one. So we have 0 and 2. And what do we want to do with 0 and 2? I guess that just goes into cases, right? Let's change this test one to an integer just so I can see what the integer is right now. I'm going to switch it to 100 just so I can see it actually get set correctly. Int set. So what does this change to? Just 0. What? Why does that create two new sort of ifs? If 0, if 2. I'm so confused. I mean, it's not giving us 1, so if I switch this value from 0 to 1, what happens? Does it give me 2? No, it's still just 0. Fuck. What am I doing wrong here? Let's look at the thing. What did it tell me to do? Input integer, redirection, and then cases. Oh. What? Yeah, that's not working. Adding the cases just added an if0 and if2, so I don't know what's happening there. Okay, then why is there no int1 then? Oh my god, it's so confusing. Alright, what if we just make a list with those two things and then we just have the switch? No, the switch gives us the flow. Wait, what is switch? Yeah, this is just flow, it's not what I want. We want the data to change. The question is how. Okay, but there is no if1, bro. But it doesn't do if1, it's if0 and if2. Where is an if1? If there's only two integers in the list, then why does it go from if1 0 to if2? What happens if I unplug it? If I unplug the cases and I add them manually, yeah. See, if I 99, yeah, we can see that. You can see that when I unplug the list of the two values, if I put 0, 99 in manually, it says if0 and if99. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So I'll just say if1 or if2. And then we'll get rid of this list thing. And then we'll get rid of that. And then we'll just put this data into here. And now it should give us if1 or 2. So if we say this is 0, we set this thing, it's 0. We say this is 1, it should give us 2 now, right? 2. Okay, finally we figured it out. There we go, there we go, there we go. It took a while, but we managed to do something that's, you know, plussing 1 and taking away by 1. Hell yeah. So let's just delete this. We can delete that now because now we have the output, so we need to replace the output with this comes here, and then this comes here. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so now we should be able to hit the sequence button and have her move to that side. And now let's switch this to 0, and she'll go backwards now. Why does it take an extra one for it to work, though? She's actually at 1 at the moment. And now she goes to 2. There's something wrong with the logic, bro. This shouldn't be, it takes an extra 1 to work. Damn. Damn. How do I solve this problem? Because the current index right now isn't 0, it's supposed to be 1, but it's not 1. If I say this is 1 now, and I want it to move, it moves that way, and then it moves back. So there's something wrong with the math. Okay, try zoom in. I'll just give it the node set up, and then I'll show it the, actually, let's give it a test. It's gonna confuse it if I put that there. Paste the image, and I'll be like, all right. So the issue right now is that it's working, but it's also not really working. Whenever I switch the order, it takes an extra click for it to activate. Well, not to activate, but yeah. How do I say this? How do I say this? I need to stop the music for a second. I need to think, how do I respond? How do I make this comment? Current index integer value 1. But why is it 1 when they're at 0? So it says 1, but that's where they previously were. So right now, this is on 0, but they're 1 ahead of 0. And then when I switch it, So on right, okay. So whenever I spin it to go right, the character appears to be one index above of the right index that they're currently at. So you can see that with the name index, whenever it's showing it's at index 0 right now. When it shows, okay. For example, when they're at index 0, they're at front for some reason. And then when I go to index 1, it goes to right. But right should be index 2, not index 1. So it seems to be jumping ahead by 1. It still spins and cycles fine, but it's what happens when I try to reverse that cycle where it starts to mess up. So if I'm at value 1 and then I reverse it, so when I reverse the what is it called? From when I reverse the data output from left to right, the index switches from 1 to 2, but the character doesn't move. But when I click it again, the character does move, but now the character is in the middle when it's saying that the index is 0. So there seems to be some sort of issue with the math somehow. It wasn't the best explanation, but I don't know, dude. I'm getting tired. All right, fuck it. It says just to change the order of the list. Let's just do it. I can't be. Maybe it's right. Doesn't look like it. Nope, still doesn't do it. Nope, I changed the order to front, right, left, and it still doesn't do the correct thing. That wasn't the issue. Let me switch it back now. If the index is 0, the character should be in position 0. Oh, what am I saying? The character should be left. If the position is 1, the character should be middle, and if it's right, it should be 2. That's why I have the order that way. It should look at its current position, which it should be saving, because it should be basically, yeah, I don't know. Like what you said, wasn't it? Bro, why is the fucking information that it gives you so compact, like vertically? No, it does update. No. No, it does update. Like, what you're saying is wrong. It obviously updates because it switches from left to right. Like, it still changes the direction that it rotates. It just, when I click it once, it doesn't do anything, and then it works. And then it works forever until I switch. Then I have to click twice for it to start working. Bro, I hate the way that ChatGPT does its like formatting for the website. Like, I do not understand why it has to have like these really short sentences stacked vertically so much. Like, why not just have a more dense fucking thing that I can look at? It's so hard to digest information when it's so awkwardly like squished outwards. Okay, can you just give me a clear answer on which fucking node needs to be changed and what value it was, what it needs to now become? Like, that is a lot of fucking shit to go through. But I hate the output style of this. It's so ugly. So many dot points. Jesus Christ. I don't trust what it's saying to me. I think it's full of shit right now. I think it's full of shit. I don't. I need to stop listening to it. It was helpful when it was just giving me basic maths, but when it tries to break down why it's not working, it's not going to figure it out. Especially since it's not a complicated one. So let's look at the value. The value is fine. 2, 1, 0. 2, 1, 0. It's fine. And then when we switch it, it should now go 1, 2, 0. 1, 2, 0. So the order, the math here, the current index is fine. The problem is that the current index does not reflect the order. When we're switching it to 0, it does not go here. Why is that the case? So think, if I press this button and the result is 1, that means it will be taking front. And for some reason, front is making it go to the right. But that's not true. That means it's not getting front. It means it's getting right. But why would it be getting right? Why would it be getting right in this situation? Get string element. This is the string list. This is from order. So let's see what it's currently getting from the order. So we're going to add an element, and we're going to say the variable is going to be equal to test, and it's going to be a string. And then we're just going to get string, set string. No, that's not a string, that's a set string variable. Variable name will be test. Put it into here. What does it have right now? Right. Okay. So for some reason, when we're calling one, we're getting right. Why are we getting right? Like, what is happening? How? What? What is the output? Give me a second. But the output is the current index, is it not? Huh? Yeah, the output is the current index, so it's taking 1 right now. Damn it, just all of it. Okay, let me just do an extra exit count. I'm going to put it here. So 0 is going to front. So we're taking this value here, which is 100% 0. 0 is somehow getting front. Why? Why is it getting front? I don't understand. What am I doing wrong? Damn it, Vini. This is all your fault somehow. Somehow. I don't know how, but it is. Think close, think. How is this working? I was thinking about doing a set, but we know what it is, right? We 100% know it's 0, but for some reason 0, instead of getting the first index of the list, it's getting the second one. Why is 0 getting the second index of the list? I just don't understand. What? Okay, we need to move this out for a second, and we need to switch this to 0. That's left. It was saying 1 there. Why was it saying 1? So 1... What? I see. I see what's happening. I see what's happening. It's the flow, isn't it? It must have something to do with the flow. Does it do it twice then? Wait, does it do it twice? Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. If I take this set integer variable and I make a new test, and I say this test 1, and I make you an int, and then I take this flow, and I chuck you into here, and when we switch this over to test 1, oh my god. Oh my god. How do we do this? This one. Okay. Okay. Fuck, bro. Fuck. So that's how that works. When we activate the flow, it iterates over the data a second time. Fudge. So it executes it another time. So we can't set the position as well as setting... No, we can. We just have to... Fuck, how do I do this?
All right.
I'm gonna sit down for a second. I need to think. Okay. So the problem right now is that when we activate an extra flow, it does annoying shit. So I guess we have to because what are we using this for? We were using this flow to set the variable. Well, it doesn't make sense. Still shouldn't have been an issue, right? Shouldn't have been an issue actually. Wait, no, it is an issue. Because this had integer, this one is first, and then the execute set transform is second. So I see. I see. So we can't use a sequence. Sequence is a huge fucking mistake. That is a huge mistake. We need to not use that because that is really dumb. So we basically need to set the integer variable to come over here then. So let's see if this works the way that I think it will work. If I take, well, let's delete this shit. Don't know why that's there. If I put this into here, and then this into here, and then this into here, will that update all the data? It still does it, yeah. Because these two, the same values going in to do these things, but they're still off by one. So it still acts as two different flows. I mean, it processes it twice. So we need to have somehow, but we can't. This is just not possible then. Because if we activate the if we activate the flow to set the integer and then activate the flow to set the thing down here, then it just doesn't fucking work. How do we not? Ugh, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay. How do we do this? How do we set the integer but also set the transform without it calculating the data twice? I think the problem is just with setting the integer then, right? Because by setting the integer, we basically but we need to be able to store that value somehow. So how the fuck do we store that value? I mean, we can't store the, like... Why does it work that way? Then there's probably an easy way to deal with it. I'm gonna just use ChatGPT again since I know the issue is. Okay. Ignore everything that you said because it was wrong. The issue is the flow. Basically, when I run the flow to save the current state of the order, and then I run the flow again to change the actual transform based on that order, it actually runs the data calculation twice. So that's why it gets out of order. So I somehow, in a single flow, need to be able to update the state while at the same time updating the state of the transform. Like I need to set the order state and the transform state at the same time, but I don't know how to do that because there's no option to save a data type that stores both the state and the transform. So I don't know how to deal with this part. Unless it gives me a JSON saving format. No, because I'd still have to. Maybe? Actually, let's have a look. Let's look for data. I don't know, JSON maybe? I don't fucking know. No, it doesn't come up with anything. Damn it. I can't. Oh, this stupid fucking thing. Math set next index, set current index, get current index, set transform. What is with the ChatGPT text, bro? It is actually so annoying to read through. I actually hate it so much. I'm gonna give this over. I'm gonna switch over to the AI Studio. I cannot stand the way that the ChatGPT talks. It actually annoys the hell out of me. Okay. I have this. Oh, yo, what's up? Still trying to sort of. I mean, I got it. The problem isn't the map now, it's the updating the state. So if I go to this and I hit the thing, you can see that the character moves around, right? And if I switch it to the opposite side, it goes this way. So it looks like it's working, but the problem is that if I switch it back, I have to hit it, nothing happens, and then I have to do it again and it starts working. And it's because of the way that the flow works. Like when we look at the actual values, it says the current index is 0, but when I take the flow and I set it a second time, the current index is 1. So the problem is that it's recalculating the math for each flow that I do. So trying to set the integer and then trying to set the transform doesn't work because it calculates the math twice. So it's sort of causing me grief. So I'm trying to figure out a way to save the state while also updating this state within a single flow, but I don't know how to do that. No, I already tried that. Like it doesn't seem like this thing because I was using the what is it called? Flow. I was using this one, multiple exits, but even this one's called sequence. I don't think there is a parallel thing. I don't think you can do it in parallel. Yeah. I don't think that's how it works. You have to do it sequentially, but the problem is that doing it sequentially causes all of this to get put through the sequential thing again. So yeah, I think maybe I need to I think I have to make it like a function thing because you can have like a flow function where maybe it just gives you an output. But I'm not sure. Oh, well, back to the AI. Solve the problem for me. All right, AI, here's the fucking issue. Right now, I can't run this process in parallel. It has to be sequential. And it's causing me issues because if I run it sequentially, whenever I try to update the state of the current index, and then after that update the transform, it doesn't work because it processes the data a second time. So how do you think we can fix this? Switch on float seems like it would have worked when you switch from left. I don't think it works that way though. I don't think it I don't think the switch like when you have to switch, you might have like multiple cases, right? But I'm pretty sure Stu does it sequentially. I don't think it can run this process in parallel. Like it's not even the switching that's messing up right now. Even if I just was working in a single direction, it would still be out of order. Like even if we don't switch and we just stay in the same order, it looks like it works, but it doesn't. It's like the order of this does not match this, so it's still technically out of order. Neither am I, and that's why I'm struggling like really bad with this. I just wanted the characters to just spin in a circle. Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to spin in a fucking circle? Why? What did I do wrong? Okay. Failed to generate content. Permission denied. Try again later. Okay, so AI Studio isn't liking me right now. It's not letting me it's not letting me do shit apparently. Why is it not letting me do it? just paste this and run it. That's working this time. That was weird. No, there is no keyframing in this warudo thing. I don't believe so anyway. I mean, technically there is if I manually animated like, but it's not the way to do it. It's just not the way to do it. All right, the issue with this AI is that the order gets out of sync because whenever the flow goes sets the integer, and then when the flow changes the state, because there's two flows there, the data gets calculated twice. So how can I make this be processed in a single flow so I don't have this out of sync issue happen? Like this I mean like worst like honestly I should know how to do this. Like this shouldn't like this is something I should know how to do, honestly. So figuring it out once is probably for the best. Like it's honestly not that difficult. I just need to figure it out and stop being dumb. Okay. It's basically telling me don't generate for the current run, generate for the future one. That way it isn't out of sync. I mean, I guess that could work, yeah. Oh, what I could do is basically just have an extra bit of math that just takes away by one. No, that wouldn't work because then yeah, let's just save the future integer then. Okay, I don't know what it's actually telling me. It's telling me some weird shit, but I'm just gonna see if I can just instead of saving the current state, maybe I can just save the future state. Hmm. Well, maybe there is a way to deal with this. Yeah. 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 But what can you do? You just gotta push through it, realize the obvious solution and just, you know, do it, I guess. I don't know. Uh, because what's the situation? The situation is that it's always going to be one ahead. So we just need to do an offset. We just need to offset it somehow. I mean, I can't just subtract 1 because what if it's 0 and then I subtract 1 and it becomes, -1? That doesn't work. Then I have to use this math again just to have it loop back. Like, I basically would be like, yeah. And it wouldn't always be subtract 1, it would be add 1 depending on which flow we're using, depending on which order we're going in. So that's the I mean, I guess I could just, I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to. All right, I'm going to sit down and do this because I don't have the will to stand and do this again. The energy is draining from my body having to think. I'm gonna have to do. Uh, okay, let's sit down. So the thing is that we have 1, 2, and it goes up in the correct order. But the issue is that there's an offset whenever we do the thing. So do I just literally take this and then just do it, just like take this but reverse the logic and then just do it again? So instead of just plussing 1, I have to +1. No, that won't work because that will do the whole sequence. All right, what I think I need to do is I need to use, I think there's some sort of function thing. Let's just look up function. Flow function. Yeah, but I need this done. I have to get it done before freaking New Year's because I'm doing this karaoke stream for New Year's. So I need I have a deadline. I can't just not do it. It needs to get done. It needs to get done. It must be done. Let's I'm gonna see. I think it's a flow function. I think I need to use a type of function. So if I define this function and I call it count, what is the params? You know what? I need to look up a tutorial for this. I'm pretty sure I just need to use a type of function. I just need to turn this into a function and then it shouldn't recalculate it. I'm thinking that's the answer. So let's go into AI Studio and I'm going to look up warudo flow function. We have the technology. All right, let's switch to fucking the browser scene. We're going to just watch the tutorial on this shit. I don't hear anything. Oh, I didn't play it.
Recently, I've seen a lot
Oh,
more
it's too
people
loud.
get into warudo blueprinting, and I've seen wonderful
Yeah.
and also
Just
trouble.
how?
So what we can actually do is we can use function nodes. So
Bro,
if
what
we
is
go
with the
here and
compression
we
on
go
this video, dude? What did he do to
to
render
our
this
function
shit?
node search,
What the hell?
we just search for function.
Oh my god, it's so
Right.
ugly. You see that? There's like all these white boxes on it.
I have a few nodes here, but the important ones that we're going to use today are define function, which defines a function, and the flow function, which basically calls a function. Now, very important. Whenever you define a new function, it needs to have a unique name. So in our case, it would be, let's call it kitty jump. Kitty jump. Alright, we're gonna ignore the rest for now. But the moment you have a name in here, you can already call it through the flow function here. It's right here, kitty jump. There it is.
Okay.
Now, also very important, once you select the function, it will always look up the name of here. If you ever change this, this doesn't get updated. You need to click it again and then select the new one. Very important. Can lead to errors if you accidentally change the name of a function because you think you have something that is a lot more descriptive and then nothing works anymore because the flow function does not update. Anyway, we want to define this function. So we just connect this to the same as our invoke over here.
I mean, it's not a resolution issue, it's a compression issue. Like, the resolution is fine, it's just that there seems to be a huge amount of artifacts in the thing for some reason.
And that's literally it. Now, every time you basically call this function, it calls all of this. So,
Define function, name, parameters. Okay, so I need to use define function in order to generate the flow. So we will not be... Okay, what I think I need to do is I'm going to rename this to spin... Fuck. Let's delete this. How do I delete this? Rename, remove group. I'm going to rename this one to spin testing. And then I'm going to make a new blueprint. And I'm going to rename this blueprint to count. And this blueprint is just for counting the positional index. So in order to do that, I'll take this data here. I think that's all of it. Come over here, paste it, and this will give me the correct count. So we will add, and we'll just call it current index, and it'll be integer, right? Yeah. Yeah, so that's working now. It's doing the counting. So we need to grab that define, right? So let's grab the define function. We will call this function count. I don't know what that is. And on invoke, this is our flow, right? On invoke, we set the count. Then return what? Count? How do I return something? How do I return from this? Because this flow function activates the function with that, but it doesn't give me an output. Maybe it doesn't do an output. Maybe it only does input. Shit.
Just demonstrate.
Maybe this isn't the solution.
And we literally just call this kitty jump function, another blueprint, which gets called every time anyone on your channel would redeem any copy. It would just make the kitty jump, even though it's a. If we go back to jump height, the moment you put the name in here, you
Jump height defined function. But that's not a parameter input. I don't want an input. I want an output. So how do I get an output?
in the flow function, we have a jump height now. Just a jump, and there should be a to string convert to float. Usually you would do like a proper check redeem input.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. It doesn't seem like the flow function has an output
how high
for data.
Jump. Now, you might look at this and think, oh great, we have a text field, and we have a user input. So, note, this is not, the user input was high. Now, time. And then put them all in, of course.
Yeah, this isn't a solution. Damn it. Damn it. I was really hoping that would be it. I was really hoping that would be the solution. Alright. Let's just delete this. How do I delete it? Yeah. Okay. So we need... I mean, we do have to make it a flow function at some point, but not like this. This isn't the... Like, I will do it a different time. Because we'll have to put the name as an input for different characters and have each character do their own rotational thing. But we still need to figure out how to deal with this. So right now, we're getting the order. So we're taking the current index, we're getting it, we're getting the current index, we're adapting it, and it gives us a new current index, and that is the new position. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's useful. It's something I'm gonna have to use. Just not what I need right now. It just isn't what I need right now. Thing. So we we take the current value. So in this particular example, the current value is 2. We hit this, it gets updated to 1. But this gets updated to 0. So we get it gets updated to 1. And then we flow again and it gets updated to 2. So maybe we shouldn't be storing the current. Bro, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna brute force it. I don't want to think about a smart way of doing it. I'm literally just gonna copy paste this shit again and then just do it for the opposite way. Just so I bring it back on the next thing. I mean, it should work, right? Because how do I get it? I get it on the flow. Because I don't actually need to save that value. I just need to yeah. I'm just so confused though, because why does it, if I set the value here, and I'm setting it again, maybe I shouldn't be setting it again. Because it gets the value. No, I can't undo the counter because then it will just undo the change. It'll just do the undo twice. That doesn't solve the problem. Hmm. Thinking. Maybe it doesn't do it the way I think. Maybe I should just use a really big if statement. Because maybe I can do the cases. No, but I still have to save the state. That's the problem. I still need to know what the current index is. How do I save the index? Like the problem right now is that it's just tangled up. I shouldn't be trying to save the state and trying to save this in the same thing. Maybe the define function still is the way. But maybe I don't need an output. Maybe the output is I don't actually need that because it will be the state will be saved internally. But the question is what happens to the I don't know. Let's just try to do the flow function again. I don't know. I'm starting to get really confused. What am I calling this? Let's call it count. I don't even know what to call it anymore. Let's grab this shit. Copy that. Put it into count. Make a new thing. Call it current index. Current index. Make it an int. Make sure it's working. Yep. Create a define function. Invoke that. We will take the input. No. What am I? Oh. Return value? No. Parameters, we'll have an input parameter and it will be, what is it going to be called? I don't know. We'll just call it left/right and we'll just give it an int as a, honestly, I sort of just want to give it a boolean, but it requires to have an integer. Ugh. Okay, we'll just do an int then. Where's int? Integer. Put that into here. So that now has that. So what happens if I create a new blueprint and now I take flow, what if I type in function? Define function. No, not define. Flow function. New function? Is that really what it's called? Oh, it is. Whoops. Let's change it to count. 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 What does this do right now? I'm guessing it's counting. If I go over here, what's the properties? So that's 0. If I hit this, what does it become? 2. So it is working. But I can't do anything with that value though. Because that value is stored within here. And I need that value in order to get the current index. So that doesn't even work. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking with this one. Because we can't access this this data. No, we cannot access the data. So that doesn't work. I don't know what I was thinking. That was dumb. Um, no, I don't think that's the issue. I think I just need to think about it. I don't think this is a situation where I need a break. I just need to just go through all the possible things that I need to do. Like it's not really like it's not like I'm feeling like I'm hitting a mental block right now where I just can't think. It's more of just I don't know the answer and I just need to keep thinking about different things. Like so I just need to keep trying stuff and eventually I will hit something that will work. Um Actually, how long have I been streaming for? 4 hours. Maybe I should take a break actually. Yeah, actually, yeah, I think I might actually take a break. I've been streaming for 4 hours. I think it's time to take a break. Alrighty then. Well, thank you, Fractal Paradox, for being here. Good chat, good chat. But following your sagely wisdom, I think I might take a break now because it's been 4 hours. So maybe even though I don't feel like I'm super tired, maybe I am actually fatigued. Alright. Well, I'm heading off. Ciao, ciao, buddy. Thank you for showing up. Thank you, anyone else that was. Yeah, yeah. I well, to anyone else that's watching or was watching or did watch, thank you as well. I probably won't be back later because it already is like 1:30 a.m. But until next time, ciao ciao.